So a few days ago, Draymond Green went on a podcast with Shaquille O'Neal, and he said something that, well, in my opinion, was completely ridiculous. But I want your opinion on it. So I know I've been gone for a little while. I'll talk about that later. But without further ado, Peter Griffin, bring me in, please.
I can't say anymore. I'm probably already in trouble for mentioning it to well, we call you normies.
All right, everybody. So first of all, I'm glad to be back. I am a contractor of sorts, so I was on location. It took me away for a couple of weeks, but I'm back, and I got a lot of subjects to cover, a lot of catching up to do. With that being said, here, this video is from Clutch Points. This is via Twitter. Now, you know Draymond Green, one of, I would say, the dirtiest players ever to play the game. He says something on here during this podcast, the Big Podcast with Shaq. He says something that a lot of people took issue with, and I'm going to talk about the issue that people took in a second. But I want you to listen in, okay, and see, or listen and hear what this disingenuous argument that Draymond Green is about to bring to the table. Before I do, I believe this is on YouTube as well, so I will give my fair use clause as I always do. So, without further ado, fair use.
Fines to me don't make sense. You know, when you talk about as hard as we work to accumulate wealth, coming from situations that most people never make it out, and then you get fined the way we get fined, it's actually not set up for us to be wealthy after we're done playing. This job is not set up the way we're taxed.
Oh, California?
The way we're taxed, the way we're fined. And, you know, you hear about all these programs like this program, this program. That is to cover everybody. This program is to teach this guy this. But if I do something wrong, I lose $100,000. Man, it took my mom 4 years when I was growing up to make $100,000. And I lose that in the night because, what? The referee got mad at me, and he didn't like what I said to him. So I lose $5,000 like that, like on a tech. You know, when you talk about...
Okay. So, y'all heard that shit, right?
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Now, Draymond Green, this athlete, this individual here, says in his caption, it's not set up for us to be wealthy after we're done playing. It took my mom 4 years to make $100K, and I lose that in a night because what? He says because the ref was mad at him, or you know, he didn't like the way somebody looked at. The ref might not have liked the way that somebody looked at him. Here's the deal, okay? Well, you know what? Before I get into what I had to say, let's look at some of the comments in this video, shall we? Let's scroll down here. Let's keep going. I know I didn't just listen to a guy who made $177 million say he's not accepted to be wealthy for life because he was fined for a public assault. Draymond Green with his nearly $157 million in career earnings. Is this poverty? Because you accosted someone on a basketball court. Remember that? Well put. It's simply impossible not to accost a colleague at work and someone is fine. Okay. Control your anger and you won't have all these fines. It's your fault. You make 10 plus million a year. That's more than most people make in their entire life. Indeed. Draymond Green equals lack of self-awareness. Let's talk about that. Now, this man has stepped on people's chest. He's kneed them in the groin. He assaulted one of his fellow teammates in a practice game, okay, during the preseason. We all know about that. I forgot the young man's name, Jordan Poole. That's who it was. Okay. Who else? Countless things he's done to people. The one guy he choked out, okay? He's done countless things to athletes over the years, okay? Draymond Green has been paid very handsomely for his work on the team. Oh, by the way, the fact that he told, what's my man's name? He told Kevin Durant that we don't need you no more. He called him a B on the floor during a huddle. Remember that? There's countless things we can talk about with Draymond Green. Now, while he is a above average player, in my opinion, I'm not going to call him Hall of Fame worthy, nothing like that. He was a great piece on the team. He was very much needed on the team, but I mean, I'll let you in the comment section argue if he's, first ballot Hall of Fame worthy, okay, or if he's Hall of Fame worthy at all. If he's one of these generational players, as my man Gilbert would say, all of that. But Draymond Green has not done himself any favors, and to say this on this podcast, in my opinion, is the most disingenuous thing he could ever say. Like I said, lack of self-awareness. So it's everybody's fault that you get this money taken from you. By the way, you live in California. You're talking about taxes, right? You live in California, which is one of the highest tax brackets in the United States of freaking America.
Ain't no way.
You talk about taxes?
No way.
All right. By the way, you probably support a family. You probably have, I think you have a podcast yourself. You probably have a small business somewhere. So you pay less in taxes than most people because of that, even though you're wealthy, okay, or rich. I don't want to say wealthy because you're rich, okay? You probably have investments and other things like that, I hope, to carry you through your last few seasons in the NBA. So if you're to say that, oh, by the way, my mom had to work 4 years to make $100,000. Your mother wasn't playing in the freaking NBA either, was she? Okay? I don't know what your mom's job was. I'm glad she was able to put you, through your youngest years and was able to get you through to adulthood. I don't know if your dad's in the picture or not. That's besides the point. That's a bad argument. It took my mom 4 years to make $100,000. And what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Okay? That has nothing to do with your money you made. How long it took you to make it because you played in the NBA. So, I want to play it back again and let you hear this foolishness.
Wealth. Fines to me don't make sense.
Fines don't make sense. Your actions and getting fined for it, the amount of times you be suspended. Matter of fact, let me pull this article up real quick, shall we? Draymond Green is not set up for us to be wealthy because of fines. The numbers disagree. Let's scroll down here a little bit. This is from CBS NBA. Draymond Green has made a lot of money playing professional basketball. Sports Track estimates he's made just under $178 million in salary as a member of the Golden State Warriors to date. But if you include the amount still owed to him on his current contract, that figure jumps to around $255 million. Okay. Sports Track estimates him to be the 61st highest paid player in NBA history to date. Okay? Now, let's scroll down here a little bit, get some of the numbers, I believe here. It estimates that Green has been fined roughly $900,000 in his NBA career, and suspensions have cost him around $3.2 million. That's a lot of money for most people. Still, it really shouldn't be preventing him from accumulating wealth when their contracts are paying them their career total of $255 million. So essentially, you've lost close to $4 million for $255, okay? So again, what are we talking about here? Let's get back to the foolishness.
You talk about as hard as we work to accumulate wealth, coming from situations that most people never make it out, and then you get fined away.
Okay, so miss me with this whole poor argument thing, because let's run this one more time. This is him, pulling a certain card here.
Most people never
let's go back.
Wealth, coming from situations that most people never make it out.
Here's a black card right there. Because you've been fined enough for, blah, blah, in a situation that most people come from situations that most people don't make it out. That's a black reference right there. So saying that, people should understand my plight because I came from less fortunate circumstances. That's bullshit too. Let's go.
From situations that most people never make it out. And then you get fined the way we get fined.
No. The way you get fined, Draymond, because people get fined all the time, but they have onesies and twosies type situations, okay? They don't consistently get at people physically like you do.
Not set up for us to be wealthy after we're done playing. This job is not.
It's not set up for you to be wealthy. It is set up for people to be wealthy. Look at the person you're sitting next to, Shaquille O'Neal. He played in the NBA. He has wealth probably twice, 3-4 times yours because he made investments. He was good with his money probably while he was in. We made some mistakes too. He talks about some of the cars he bought and things like that in his first contract. But he's made up for it post NBA. Okay, so The guy you're sitting next to destroys that argument as well.
The way we're taxed.
Again, California. Need I say more?
California?
That's your fault. You play for the doggone Golden State Warriors in California. You can't complain about taxes. You've been paying it since you've been there. Miss me with that. You should be used to it by now. You make enough. Let's go.
We're taxed, the way we're fined. And, you hear about all these programs like this program, this.
Those programs are for the youngins. You're not young anymore. You've been in the league how long? Those programs are to help the guys that are coming in to be more money conscious, more savvy with their money. You don't need that at this point.
That is to cover everybody. This program is to teach this guy this. But if I do something wrong, I lose $100,000.
Accountability here. If you do something wrong, you lose $100,000. Yes. Now, for the younger players, that's why they don't act out as much, because they're on rookie salaries, they're on minimum contracts. They don't have time to mess up like that, because they lose $100,000. That's half their freaking yearly salary. You, on the other hand, you're a damn near a max player. So $100,000 to you is what? A week, a month worth of salary, maybe? Which all your stuff's already paid for probably ahead of time for the most part, not everything, but at this point in your career, I'm pretty sure you're okay. And if you're not, you put up a good front.
It took my mom 4 years when I was growing up to make $100,000.
We just talked about that, right? $100,000, irrelevant.
Lose that in the night because, what? The referee got mad at me, and he didn't like what I said to him.
You can't treat the refs like shit. You know that.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
Let's keep going.
$5,000 like that?
Yes.
On a tech?
Yes. All right, I'm done here. Y'all see what's going on here, right? He is bringing in my opinion, a very poor argument for the wealth in the NBA. Many articles will also argue against Draymond Green's opinion. It is what it is. He can think what he wants, but his brain works much like his mouth breathe, like his face mouth breathers. Like, yeah, dumb in my opinion. But he does say some good things. Sometimes a broken clock is always right twice a day, but today he is not. All right. So with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of Normieville. You know me. I'm just here to bring you the latest and greatest in sports, news, entertainment, politics. Let me know what you think about this wealth argument with Draymond Green down in the comment section. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell on your way out of the door. And I will see you on the next video.